As you come across a few lands here and there, as you explored around the terrain that you know of, you came across a few incidents. While exploring and delving into this situation, you came across these strange storms, phenomenons that you are aware of, but not exactly too much in depth. You were told about a strange scientist named Kata. Well, I don't think you were given a name, but you were given a description, and he fits the name. Wow, that is terrible English. And he fits the description and the bill. He gave you information about what he theorizes what it could be, and the next location in town that is likely to strike. His attendant slash babysitter, Coast, was able to help you out during this situation and bring you to the observatory, where he told you what may or may not be happening right now. He's giving you a chance to make sure that you are able to get to the next town without too much worry or concern. But if you don't act fast or don't act well, the town is likely to die out. You were able to give warning to the town you saved beforehand, but that was only a fraction of a storm. What lies in wait for these men and women, children and things, well, that may be worse than what is and has come before. Katal looks towards you and then states, "All right then. Should about another 5 minutes and we should be good. Coast, do you have the line work over there ready?" Yeah, just about. Good, 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 good. I mean, I know you're not as trained as I am in magic, but magical circles, incantations shouldn't be that much of an issue for you. Right. Uh, anyways, I also have the scroll ready in case you need it. Oh, yes, but I'm sure I won't need it. After all, I've already studied it. It's not too much of a concern. Right. Looks towards the rest of your group. Is there anything else you need to know before you head out?
Yes. We're told that the the priest we talked to, I think it was here that he acquired these lightning rods.
Ah, yes, my dowling instruments.
I was hoping to learn more about them.
Oh, if you must know, they're non-magical, scientific.
That's fine.
How do they work?
Oh,
What?
I don't know how much science you're into, but basically they have their own polarity charge. On the opposite spectrum is what lightning uses, and in my Dowler's sticks, I haven't really named them. They shoot and focus in on the electricity, causing the area to be dangerous, but not to the degree that your people should be concerned about.
Well,
But it leaves everywhere else safe.
Kyathal is trying to frantically write down as much as he can because he's interested in what he's talking about. Doesn't quite understand it, but he's interested.
Okay. Basically, he has iron bars that he's manipulated with chemicals to basically match the opposite polarity of electricity, causing both to hit, making the area slightly more dangerous in that point, but safer in the environment around it.
Fascinating.
Well, they worked. We were there and saw it.
Oh, very good. I haven't actually had a chance to test them in the storms.
Is there anything here that you need before we leave? Would you like us to carry them?
What do you mean?
Well, we're about to be teleported, and in case you needed anything here, or before we go, I just thought I asked.
I don't think I need anything from here, but I'm going to be staying here. So if I do, I'll...
Oh, sorry. I thought you were coming with us.
Oh, no, I'm a scientist.
Do you have anything else that you need to have tested?
Oh, yes, well, not tested, but if you do manage to get into the Eye of the Storm, if you could find out what it is, my family would be more than happy to pay you. And if you're able to retrieve what the Eye of the Storm is, even more.
Retrieve the Eye of the Storm. Got it.
Very well.
Yes. I mean, if you're
How
not
do
able
you-
to retrieve the item itself, then the information is far more worth... no, he would say this. It's worth far more than a couple of your lives, if not all of them. And my
have a
family's more than
couple-
willing to pay.
Do you have a couple of those rods that we can use?
I have 2, but they're not fully tested. Well, technically none of them are.
I'd like to use them in where we're going to go.
I need them.
We can test them out.
We'll come
for
back
you.
and let you know what happens.
Oh, or we won't.
We will.
I mean, come back at all.
I suppose that's more than fair. You are going to be doing this for me and giving me the information immediately as soon as you can. I suppose sparing a few dowling rods to you and yours would be beneficial to keep you alive. He just puts 2 black iron bars here. Take them if you'd like, so long as you give me the information. And if one of your
Thank you.
team dies, well, tell me how.
Thank you. We will use them then.
You,
Is
use
there
them how you want.
anything we should know about them before we go? Anything we should or should not do with them?
Don't fight with them. Don't fight with them in the storm. You need an athletics check of 13 to stick them to the ground to make them hold. Don't be around them 5 feet in diameter, or else you'll be shocked with electricity whenever it comes down. Other than that, no.
That is quite a bit. Thank you so much, sir.
Ah, yes. He looks towards Coast. See? Even barbarians can learn manners. I don't think he's a barbarian. Whatever they are, I'm sure they understand what they are. Sure. Right. He then finishes the circle. That should about do it. You're about to be teleported. Just know I'm not liable for anything that does. Whatever spell I cast out on you, you are objectively on your own. He then begins to cast out a spell. It is well, I don't think any of your characters would know. But like outside of game, it is actually the spell that's needed. It's just he can't actually cast it. So in the background, you do see Coast just opening the scroll, so the spell does cast.
Before we teleport DM, I'd like to give a handshake to Coast and tell her thanks and good luck.
Yeah. Really gonna need it. You too. Like, you can do the job Kata tells you. He will pay. He's definitely good for it. But it's definitely not worth your life.
I give a nod. Thanks. We're all gonna need it, apparently.
Right then. He finishes casting the spell, and Coast just opens the scroll, and you all get teleported.
Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah. Well, I've never done that before. How interesting.
Very interesting. Let's do it again.
It reminds me a little bit of something else that happened.
Curious and curious.
You do see people roaming the streets, happy, blissful, not at all worried about a coming storm or situation. Thankfully enough, you got here way beyond the time that it's supposed to arrive, but you also now have to tell people about it and whether or not they believe you.
I looked towards the nearest villager and I asked them for a moment of their time.
Okay. You ask the person right next to you. She does state, I suppose, something I can help you with?
Yes, I'm looking for your mayor, leader, the person who helps give information and set rules and laws, something of that kind. Do you know where they may be?
Yeah, our burgomaster is probably at the tavern at this point.
Do I know what a burgomaster is?
It's like a mayor. Like another name for a mayor.
Okay, thank you. We will head there now. Thank you very much for your help.
Sure. Have fun? She just walks off.
As I walk through the town, how does it look? What's the feeling I get?
Like, calm, peaceful, no threat of fires of violence. You do see, like, a scavenger bird at the very top of this building. Just looking at you guys, you don't know why. But the area itself is peaceful. People are going about their days without an issue. No impending doom. No threat of impending doom. You look towards the horizon. No clouds just yet. I would assume you guys actually did ask this, even though you at the time did not think about it. You asked Katal about the weather patterns of the area and how the storms normally act. This storm is currently acting differently, so it is going in a direction that it normally does not go. Maybe this is why the people in the city aren't so worried? Or maybe it's not.
I kind of thought I was looking for what happened before. It's kind of what I expected the character to be looking for.
What do you mean?
We were there in the middle of the previous storm. That was what I was coming down for.
Oh, you don't find anything from the storm you passed through last time here. At least not yet.
And I head straight towards where the burgomaster is.
They mentioned a bar, but they never gave you a name. But I am also going to assume you asked for it.
Yes, I'm a little
Absolutely.
tired, so my brain isn't really there.
Okay. Does everyone follow?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm looking for where I believe the burgomaster is.
Okay. Oops, wrong tool. As you step into the bar, you can tell that it is quite clean, pristine, really. The chef slash bartender behind the counter does look towards you. Oh, evening. Something I can help you with. A large orc individual with a chef's hat currently making something to eat, rather large in hand, even though his hands are actually quite large. His demeanor and presence definitely do not seem someone in panic.
Good evening, sir. I am looking for the burgomaster. Do you know where he may be?
Oh yeah, it should be in the back. Right now the gambling tables are closed, but he's trying to perfect the art. He's trying to be what's his theme this week? I think it had to do with cards. A magician.
I say. Is it alright if we have a moment of his time for some news we wish to speak to him?
I suppose so. I could ask him, but I'm sure he has time. He has plenty of time at these days. Not exactly anything going on in this town.
Please.
Feel free to walk through the door.
Thank you. Be back for a drink later.
Thank you, good sir. Indeed, we'll come back again for a drink.
Oh, please do. You enter into the area where the burgomaster is stated to be. You never asked his name, but that's perfectly fine. You can ask it now, or whenever you get a chance to. But you do see someone currently fiddling with cards, like the gambling cards that you normally see with blackjack and the like. He looks towards you. The cards kind of flip into the air, and he's able to catch them before they actually split apart too far. Oh, something I can help you with. Oh, you're not from my town. Oh, welcome. I'm the burgomaster of this wonderful city. My name is Esther. Is there something I can help you with?
Yes, Esther. We are part of a small group who are investigating the dangers of these storms, and we came across also as people who have actually experienced the storms and fought through one. We have been studying them, the threat that they represent, and we have come across information that one of these splitted off pieces of the storm is coming this way. And we would like to begin either an evacuation or a place that we can take them to relative safety.
He looks at you, looks at your group, and then begins to laugh and goes, that's a good one, kid. Storms don't come through these parts. It's actually pretty quiet down here. If a storm did come, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't be able to escape it. It's a good thing they don't.
It is something is happening to the storms, and it's following an unusual path.
They don't move with the weather, my friend.
They are not normal storms.
This one follows its own path, and it seems to seek destruction.
Lightning seems to find a prey.
Red light.
That's a good one, man. Look, yeah, they don't follow the patterns, but they usually go around different areas, and this area here, down where my feet are, never been hit. Why would it happen now?
Why hasn't it happened here?
First time for everything.
Don't know. They seem to not go in this area for some reason, which is great. Thankfully enough for that, everyone's been able to live happily, or as happy as could be. I myself have been practicing a few new tricks and trades. I've been here, he then brings out his cards, practicing magic.
Why wouldn't it be possible to start an evacuation?
Why would I start one when there's no need for one? Look, you all seem nice.
Start
I'm
on more watch and like get more people here and prepare for an evacuation. You don't have to do it, but can you prepare and take caution? We didn't come here and waste our time to tell you this just as a joke. We're not playing around. We're trying to help you in your city. And if you're actually good at your job, you'd listen to us and at least take the precautions. And if you're just a charlatan, then you can continue on your day and we'll leave you alone.
Taylor, go ahead and roll for me persuasion. Well, yeah, persuasion.
Sounds more like intimidation to me.
Slightly, but more persuasion. Well, I suppose some caution might be warranted. Do you have any proof of this? Like, maybe I will believe you. Let's say I do. And I kind of slightly do. Why else would you be bothering me? But that doesn't mean my people will believe you.
I believe we might have several pieces. First off, we brought some iron rods to help dissipate some of the lightning, at least to a general area, so that it would be localized in one place to reduce damage.
I mean, that's great, but that's not proof. Plus, if I've known of these rods, why aren't they more publicly towards everyone?
Because they were recently made. On top of that, we've come across several creatures that we have personally killed or dealt with that were part of the storm, such as a black darkness that's been possessing beings for apparently for some time. One was tiefling.
Like throw them apart, it's like pieces of them or something.
No, you burnt them all.
We didn't keep
One
any
was a
pieces.
tiefling.
I did burn
Bonfire.
One was a tiefling that was being possessed by a black darkness that seemed to have came from something, some realm of shadow. Darkness.
As Kelmore's talking, hold on, Kelmore, pause your description. But you keep talking. I'm not pausing you in the game. I'm casting minor illusion, like to like make like these things like show up, like like it's like kind of like cat like just like making like what he's saying, like kind of like as he's saying it, it's like coming to life, as I'm like just like showing like what happened, and like us like fighting,
Mhm.
and like the things coming out of the darkness, like also like the mayor, not the mayor, but the the priest of the other
Yeah.
place, I don't know, just like as he's going on, but keep going, Kilmar.
Also, we have defeated two, I guess you want to call them puppet necromantic hounds. They are, I wouldn't call them alive per se, they seem to be being puppeteered due to some odd signs about as if missing bits of their own bodies were gone, as if there was invisible strings puppeteering their bodies in some form or fashion. It's really weird. And the reason why I'm telling you all this is because these storms aren't a new thing. Obviously, as a mayor, such as yourself, I mean a burgomaster.
You can call him mayor.
such as yourself-
That's fine.
Such as yourself, would obviously need to always be on the lookout for information so that you can make sure that what you hear and see is credible. So I'm certain.
This time I do stop you, Kilmar. Also, when we did encounter these things, we had to burn it all because we weren't sure if any of this stuff was really going to be dangerous, like the things we were killing, since we had never encountered them or heard of them before. So we did burn them all, but as you see, is what they look like and stuff like that. And again, we wouldn't waste our time like being here and stuff. And all we ask you is you take the necessary precautions and prepare for an evacuation, and set it until you believe us, I guess, completely. But the last time, like a lot of people, I'm guessing, died. Yeah,
A
so a
couple,
lot
yeah.
of people died.
Cerberus,
so-
go ahead and roll persuasion with advantage.
Kyathal made his way out to the front to look to see if he can see any storms in the distance. If I see anything at all after all this.
Carthol, looking around you, you can tell that there's no apparent storm. You know it's coming down here. The weather pattern suggests it is. It's just not currently there. You did. It was
fire
stated
or anything?
you would get there before it, like a good time before it.
Oh,
So,
okay.
no immediate evidence.
And we're in Pondless?
Yes.
Okay.
But Esther does state, look, again, actually, I don't know if he's older than everyone, but he's still probably going to call you kids. Look, listen, kids, I get it. You're worried, but you can't live your life in worry. It's a good story. I believe you. But without any proof, my people won't believe you. I can tell them to be cautious, wary. But all that'll do, if you're wrong, get me in hot water. So I need
Then why don't-
proof.
Right,
Well-
people are going to die. So, would you want to be in hot water, or you want their blood on your hands? It's your choice. We've told you.
I mean, all you
Why
need to tell
don't
them
we
is
try an
that
alternative?
Tay leaves. Tay's like, you guys talk to him. I'm done. You're a fool.
Why don't we try an alternative? First off, tell me what place here would act as a means of safety from something like a storm coming.
Nothing. We've never had a storm, so we've never built for one. The best thing we could probably do is go into the winter zone to the north. That's a living tundra. We might be able to go into the mountains to the east, but not everyone's prepared for a trek like that.
So, look, we understand that we're suggesting something drastic. At least warn your people that you've heard reports that one of these large, chaotic, seemingly magical storms is headed towards the town, and that they should, in the event it is spotted approaching town, be prepared to hunker down in their basements, evacuate, so on. So no panic, just letting them know what you know so nobody could say they weren't warned.
You're not in politics, are you, kid? Let me tell you how this actually works. You warned someone, and let's say it comes true. They would complain, they would argue, well, why didn't you do something before this all happened? Why didn't you send us into the mountains to make sure as many of us survived? But what if the alternative happens and nothing happens? Well, why did you pause us to slow down our lives? Why did you change things for us? There is no win-win solution unless I have concrete proof on things. People always see a dark
Are
side.
prepared to leave, they can leave sooner. And
Is there a weather tower here that could perhaps view a storm from far off?
There is a weather zone about a day out to the east, and then another one 3 days out to the west. The one to the west is the one you came from.
We just
That was-
teleported from the one in the west.
They're the ones who told us the storm was coming this way.
And do you have proof of that? Like, do you have one of the researchers'
then
papers written down stating that this is happening? Like, someone credible.
yeah, I do. And I pull out a piece of paper and I unroll it and I cast minor illusion as I'm unrolling it of like the words necessary.
Are you
like,
are
right
you able
there
to
and
cast it without somatic components?
Yeah, I'm talking to him. I'm talking to him, moving my fingers.
Yeah, but
I'm
you're
like,
then
I
going to
start
say like
stuttering.
blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I'm like, it's like, it's right here, like, it's some weird words and shit that he doesn't understand.
Um,
I wish I had subtle stuff.
that's mad vague. Go ahead and roll sleight of hand to see if you can slip the words in.
Deception. Oh, okay, sleight of hand deception. I think I'd be better at sleight of hand than you, actually.
And,
Sleight
and
of
I
mouth. Sleight of mouth. Yes, help me. Help me.
Yeah, so I did forget that I had guidance, so I apologize for that service. But Kyathal will walk over to Talon, reach into my pocket, pull out like a little tiara, set it on Talon's head, and through that,
Like,
I
how's
cast
this helping? I'm like, this isn't helping me with my, it is helping, but I'm like, no, I don't need that. I need the paper. Remember the paper? And I did roll a d4. Oh, gosh.
I'm not going to tell you if you won or not until you decide.
Open d4. Oh, yeah, 15. 15.
Okay. So you bring out a fake piece of paper with magical script inside. Do you let him hold it, or are you just like holding it so he can see the magic illusion
Yeah,
on the paper?
It's not because it's not an illusion. Like, oh no, I did cast I'm going to cast prestidigitation.
Okay, there we go.
Actually, no, I'm not gonna. I'm meant to cast prestidigitation. I'm sorry, I clicked the wrong one. Oops. Because like it actually will make like a little small like writing and stuff. But I don't know. Actually, I don't know if it'll make enough though. Minor illusion would make more writing. Actually,
It's 5 feet.
yeah, I know, but I don't know if it'll like. Sure. Yeah, it won't make writing on paper though. Not with prestidigitation. Minor illusion, but no. If it's I have to use minor illusion. I think though. So then I wouldn't let him touch it. If it's minor, I'm using minor illusion now. I wouldn't let him touch it. I'm like,
Okay.
look. I'm like, see. And I hold it purposely away from him. Like, look, it's right here.
Then
Okay,
he's going
right.
to
So I
have.
gotta have it.
I'm
And
just
like
gonna,
I just as he reached for it, I just like put it away. I'm like,
yeah.
gosh, like I'm done talking to you. Like act all mad. Oh.
So, without able to touch it, he can only visually try to examine it before you put it away.
Yeah, I mean, I hold it long enough to read it, but I won't
Yeah.
let him touch it.
15 is pretty good, but your sleight of hand is a 15. Yeah.
I go to the me.
He looks towards you and then shakes his head no. Look, I need real proof. I don't know what you did, but that clearly seemed like words hovering just slightly on top of the paper.
I cast it on the paper. Like it was actually on the paper. But yeah, it was on something. So it looked like it was on there.
Yeah, I get it. But he was able to tell that wasn't.
Well, actually, it wouldn't be his sleight of hand. It would be his intelligence. He'd have to roll an intelligence check to even tell.
If you want me to add the modifier, that's fine.
I was hoping it'd be less. Like negative.
No, it'd be more.
Go down. Damn it.
Because you didn't let him touch it, I removed the modifier.
Yay. Oh well. Well, we tried.
And it was just luck on this part.
Oh well.
But yeah, he just doesn't believe you. On that part, you convince him enough that he himself believes that this storm is coming. But you have no proof, like physical proof is what he's wanting.
You'll get all the proof you need later.
Like people that are living a comfortable life, they really don't want it to change. And the people here, you've already seen, they're living a comfortable life and they really don't want things to change.
Things are going to change drastically.
Tay just starts laughing.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know this storm is coming. You've seen Kythal's charts. Not Katal's charts. You just never asked for them. You know that the weather pattern is going to come here. You saw visually that it's coming in this direction. You just don't have any proof of that. You've met dead bodies. Well, you've made dead bodies of the creatures inside the storms. Then you set them on fire. You've dealt with things that were corrupted. Then you kind of killed them, and then buried the remaining body in the ground.
That
Burgomaster Pester. Do you know Quion, the priest of Tyr and Reeve?
Yeah, nice enough guy. Comes here sometimes to give a sermon and pray, and then come back to his own town.
He is the one that sent us on this quest.
Oh.
The storm hit there first. He sent us to the weather center and then on to you.
Try and save your people, which you're going to let die.
Well, he's not a liar, but do you have any proof of that?
I mean, we came
I
as messengers.
use press or minor illusion. Actually, I can create a minor sound. I'll replay his voice. I'll replay his voice, like if I can, like an approximation of it.
Yeah. He does listen to it and goes, "Huh, that really does sound like him." Do you know how he looks?
Yeah, I'll create him with minor illusion. Yeah, again.
Okay.
I'll cast it again.
You do know him, or at least been told about him. And usually people that are told about him are decent enough folk.
He let me sleep in his church.
Again, decent enough folk.
And he had one of those lightning redirecting rods.
First I'm hearing of that part, but sure. He is friends with some of the observatory people. Well, friends is a loose word. He's friends with one of them, and then a few others bug him. Alright, I'll give word out. But this is you giving word of him, and when this comes back to bite him, yeah, I am going to hire assassins to kill you. Or hunt you down and then drag you back here to pay for your crime.
Don't make idle threats or I'll flay you and your family alive.
As long as you're not telling a lie, you have nothing to worry about.
As long as you don't send assassins after me, your family won't die a horrible death.
Kayathal's
I
gonna
bow
go
and
up
leave.
to him and kind of take him by the shoulder. Come, let's just get some fresh air. I'm gonna try to
I'm tired of this human stink.
take you out the
He's a gnome.
situation.
Gnome stink. I don't know what he was. Yeah, sorry. Should have asked.
It's
Whatever he
fine.
was.
I kind
Tired
of
of
forgot
it.
to give you a descriptor.
We didn't ask her, did we? It's just the secretary the whole time. Like, hi! It's like, send him in. God damn it.
Esther,
Yeah.
what would you have accepted as proof? Because from what we've seen, nothing that we've come across would have been accepted as proof by you.
That's not true, kid. You just didn't have anything that you described. I mean, minor illusion is great to show me, but, tangible proof is even better. If you had one of the bodies of the creepy hound things you showed me, by the way, I'm gonna have nightmares tonight, or the infected tiefling thing, also great. If you had actual written word about one of the scientists that told you to come here, or of the priest written by his hand and leisure, all perfectly acceptable proof. But what you showed me, which was, by the way, impressive, magical illusions, magical maybe script, I can't quite tell, but I'm pretty sure that's not how that person writes. And stories.
If I was in your shoes, I could have easily have rejected any of those so-called proofs based upon your own earlier statements. And anyone could have killed any number of creatures and just said, oh, this was part of the storm. Or even just made any sort of writing by someone and said this is their writing.
I know how some of them write, but beyond that, if what you're saying is true and you go and kill something and then say, oh, this is part of the storm, why would it make it any better if you didn't have some tangible proof? Wouldn't it make it worse?
My question is that it just didn't seem likely that anything could have been used as proof, unless we have brought the actual person in who told us about the storm here with us to tell you himself.
Look, I think you're just way too into this. No, things would have worked as proof, man. A piece of paper from him, I know how they write. Some body that you killed from the storm, yeah, that would have also worked. If it was like some boar and you said it came from the storm, probably not.
Alright, so I'll go get Kelmore, please.
I'll try keeping it in mind.
Drag his ass to up too.
For the next time. I leave and go and get a drink.
Okay. Taden, you can tell he goes like through a back door.
Great.
Bartender, how much for a drink?
Well, you seem new here. First drink on the house. After that, 2 copper.
I want
Thank you.
to, so I'll give 2 copper.
All right, you give 2 copies of
Do
2
you
copper.
mind? Ha ha ha. I would like to ask you a few questions, bartender.
Sure, axe away.
Can you tell me the structure of the village? Where's what, basically?
The structure of village is not that difficult to read. I'm afraid we don't have some type of... I'm assuming you're like traveling adventurers for hire. I'm afraid we don't really have any need for you. There are some odd jobs you can do here and there, but we have a blacksmith that can treat your weapons but not to make new ones. In fact, they're basically apprentices trying to get into the work. That area is to my left. And there is a shop where you can buy some supplies, meat, provisions, maybe a potion or 2 if you're lucky. And there was a traveling merchant that came along. That is to our right. And there's a little small farming area that, if you decide to work with your hands, is further to our right. There is a nice, quaint house that's currently available to anyone that is needing a home or a night to stay. The lady there kind of doesn't use it, but uses it enough that it's still her home. But if you don't have a place to stay and you don't have any money, it'd be a great place to sleep. It's down to our south. There's a small little stable to the right of that. If you have any other pets you might have that need to be attended to or need to stay in town, there's the mayor's home all the way to the south west. There's a nice little entertainment bar. I'm afraid all I have is gambling. There's more entertainment to the north east. Then after that, there is a what's it called again? Town hall. Further up north. And then the only other place of recommendation would be far to the northwest, the harbor near our lake.
I see.
Very thorough. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, anytime.
Question.
Beer's good.
How long were we told until storm arrives?
3 days.
Oh,
We don't have much in the way of coin with us. Do you know where we can stay for 3 days?
Let's get sucked up then, right?
He does state, well, if you don't have much coin and you're willing to gamble, you can come here at night and you'll have plenty of people that are willing to do the same. If you don't have much money and aren't willing to gamble at all, sorry, I coughed, you can maybe find an odd job here and there at the maybe stables, the farm, maybe the blacksmith might be able to use some extra hands. All he has are trainees. Or you can go to the one house to the south. The woman might be able to let you sleep there so long as no one's there. But it'll be one big room, so you'll have to share. Just don't make a mess.
I understand. Thank you. After I finish my drink, the locations I like to go with is to the lady to the south. Ask her about utilizing her home for 3 days. And then I like to go to the general store and see what wares they have and any information they are willing to share.
Anyway. Well, what does everybody else want to do?
I was planning on hitting a general store as well, so I'll probably just tag along with. Yeah, I'll just probably tag along with service.
I think that's a good place to start myself, so totally.
Is there a library nearby? Or a wizard school, but I guess I don't know the general store would sell scrolls, would they?
They might, if so long as someone traveling into town had them. I'm assuming magic scrolls.
Yeah.
They might. I can't really give you a guarantee. The only library, though, that I'm aware of is in the mayor's home.
Quick
Okay.
question for you, my friend. So, the burgomaster said that there's never any storms here at all. Are there any local stories or legends as to why there are no storms that hit this town?
The only thing I can think of, well, story-wise, is the autumn rain. Long ago, there was an entity that used to reside in this area. This area itself used to be a mountaintop, until the autumn rain appeared. A creature of malevolence, chaos, and magic. No one really knew what it was, but the story goes that they came here one day and settled down into the ground. While storms began to rage around it, a thunderstrike boomed into the ground and woke this creature up. The autumn rain then began to move about and thrash, causing the environment to go and collapse upon itself, making a nice little bedrock area. As soon as that happened, the autumn rain came out of the ground, looked towards the sky, and with a burst of magic, cascaded an area so massive that the storms that used to come here cleared away and never, in fear, came back again.
Interesting. I wonder if there's any truth to this legend.
Most people don't really dig down to find out if it still remains in town. The reason why we call it the Autumn Storm is because that's the last time in history we know of any storm coming. The beast itself, we're not exactly sure if it's real or just mythology. It's possible, but due to our own nature, we don't try to make too much of a noise.
Interesting.
I hope history check.
Go for it.
Is there any way that you might be able to guide me, Kaithal?
I put the tiara back on your head.
Are you gonna roll your tiara?
15. Lucky number today. Plus
You
one, plus
might have
one.
heard some similar tales, but not this one. But it does sound like other stories you might have heard about, but right now you just don't fully remember those stories. Or this one, too, for that matter.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem that unreasonable, because, I mean, like, weather control magic isn't, at least for Tolwyn, wouldn't be something that he would not know about.
Yeah, it's a thing, but not to this massive scale.
Right, but if this is some kind of, like, ancient, sleeping, like, primordial being or something like that,
Yeah, for sure.
or demigod of some kind, then, yeah, like, it definitely
Could
could
just
have,
be a
like,
mythal.
like,
Well,
yeah, like, something has, if something has, like, hallowed this area with some sort of, like, control weather that keeps it from storming, then, like, that makes sense. It's possible to Tolman. So,
For sure. But you can tell that the townspeople have never dug too deep. They might have made sewers, but nothing beyond that necessity. After all, like, you already know the mayor. If they're already living in comfortable environment and situation, why rock the boat?
yeah, upsetting the apple cart is taboo. Oh, I greatly appreciate this and the drinks. They are delicious.
Anytime. I suppose if you like, I can show you. I do need a helping hand, so if you are looking for money, I can probably pay you some. Not everything, but perhaps I could comp to your room and the meal for the day.
Oh, what do you need help with?
I would be willing to help.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I need preparation, set meals ready for anyone that comes in. I also need some help brewing a few drinks, if you're familiar with how to do it.
Probably not Tolwyn.
I can certainly try. I have drank my fair share.
That's not how that works.
Oh, well, I could try anyway.
Yes, so long as you're not drinking on the job.
I promise I will not drink.
Then come here later tonight. It's right around evening now, so you have plenty of time.
That sounds good to me. I would definitely enjoy the opportunity to prepare meals for those who are coming.
Great. Glad to have you. If anyone else wishes to do so, please feel free. If it doesn't work out tonight, I'll still give you the room and the meal for today. But tomorrow, maybe look for another odd job.
Where's this room upstairs?
Yes, to the right of me.
Ah, wonderful.
Is there like a temple in town by any chance or anything like that? Or
There is
Temple
some
God.
faith here, but not a lot for a temple to be to be. Man, I'm blanking on the word.
Erected.
Erected. The only place that people go to worship is the middle of the city, where sometimes there are talkers to give speeches, heralds to tell the news, or the large statue that people pray to. It's not of anyone significant, but it's basically the best thing we have.
Everyone goes and prays to a large statue. What's the statue of?
It's of a large dwarf pointing to the south. No one has actually ever fully investigated that. I mean, why would we? It's a nice statue. It's a lot taller than you would expect a dwarf to be, so I'm assuming it's not life-size.
Did I see it when we came in?
Yeah, you got transported right next to it.
Can I recall it myself then, see if it has any significance or is it linked to that story?
Sure. I just
Or no?
ping shifted you there, but yeah, go ahead and roll history.
Kaisa, help me! Help me! Guide me with your sweet tiara.
You got it. Your tiara is on you.
Look, I just want to wear a tiara, and that's what I want to do, okay? Where's fucking history? I can't.
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
There is no shame in what you like to wear.
Oh, God. Let me roll a d4. Hold on, I'm on it, guys.
You're not using my tiara correctly.
It's gonna be a 4 watch. Oh, okay. You didn't put it on right.
He didn't make mention of a dwarf, but maybe. The pointing might indicate that you go the opposite direction, and maybe look for the first dwarf you see.
Got it. Mm-hmm. Okay, just like, I remember nothing. I don't know.
Well, it seems, friends, that we may have some accommodations and some work to do tonight. But why don't we take a brief respite from the imbibing here and visit the store, as you mentioned, and ask around town a little.
It's a good idea, my friend. I believe I will follow.
Very good. I won't be going anywhere, and so long as you come back here tonight, before the gamblers come here, it should not be an issue. The
Is
doors
there
will be
a
open.
certain time?
Oh, around, let's see, they like to gamble around 8 p.m., so you have plenty of time.
Ah, okay.
I'm still see with money.
Yeah, so you're going to the general store?
Mm-hmm. I think that's what Severus had mentioned. Would probably be a good idea, and it sounded like a good idea to me.
My turn now?
I think everyone's going, but yeah, your turn.
Then, when I walk out of the door, I like to use divine sense. And most things should be within my area at that point. Do I sense any consecration?
Let's see, like 30 feet, or what's the range?
60 feet.
Ooh. The statue. The statue.
When we go out of the door, I turn towards my compatriots and tell them the statue is consecrated with power.
Well, that doesn't seem overly surprising. It's somewhat odd and seems to be important to the townspeople. Do you think perhaps their prayers in its vicinity may have consecrated the thing?
What sort of sense do I get about the consecration?
There is a structural faith concentration there, so you do know that there is celestial magic at play. How much? Not enough for a god, not enough for a connection for a god. Definitely not enough to draw power out, but it does look like power is being drawn into the physical form of the statue itself.
It appears to be divine in nature, but there is no god directly connected to it. It appears faith is what's powering it, but the faith is going into it. Currently, I don't feel any power drawing from it. It's just like a pool being constantly filled for a purpose I do not know yet.
Definitely worth investigating at some point. Perhaps not when townsfolk are praying to it, so that we do not bother them.
Actually, when you got out, you do see that the mayor is getting anyone and everyone to hear about the warning. You do know that he's true to his word. He will do what he's going to do. That also means that if you lied, lied about his friend telling you to do this, he's going to send people on against you. Maybe not to kill you, but definitely bring you to justice.
I thought the general store may have heard some rumors or something.
They might have.
So I'm asking her about it.
Do you go in the store? Because you can't ask the door.
Yes, I do.
I mean, you can. You just won't get any answers.
I'm also going to ask the group if we think that statue area might be a good place to put one of our dowling rods, being that it has that much power.
It's an open and central place, perhaps.
So yeah, I think it's a good idea, but I want to add to it that I think that it has something to do with why the city is protected, and maybe we should investigate if less people have been praying, or if people have had like I don't know if there's been some issue, like I don't know why people haven't been praying as much, or because I don't know, and maybe again it's not necessarily fueled by the praying. Maybe like the magic is fading or something has changed. I don't know.
That's why I wanted to talk to the general store
Fair.
first.
Okay, you enter into the general store. Cerberus, the woman at the counter, you can't tell that she's kind of bored. People come here on and off again, but right now it's a slow point. So as soon as she sees a group come in, she gets back up. Oh, welcome. How can I help you today?
Good evening, ma'am. My name is Severus. We are passerbyers, and we have. Well, I do have a number of questions, but I also like to see what your wares you have for sale.
No, we do have some stuff currently in storage, but have a look around to what we have. We do have some things off the market, as one would say. No one says that. But there's also the general things that we possess. Rations here and there, water skins, the general explorer's pack. If you're heading out, we also have an adventurer's kit with us as well.
What potions, if any, do you have?
Huh. I do have, like... she then goes into this corner, opens what appears to be a small little door, and then states, 3 standard health potions, whatever this red one does, and whatever this blue one does. I suppose. If you do decide to touch it, I'll keep my hand on one end.
I have to touch it with my finger, but like I cast Identify using a spell slot on each one. What
Okay.
do I do?
The red one is a fire-breathing potion, and the blue one is a water-breathing potion.
Okay, I tell her that. Do I lie to her or not? No, I'll be nice. I don't know, that's mean. I tell her exactly what it is,
Oh,
and I bow. Like, usually that would cost quite a pretty penny, but since now you know what they are, maybe a slight discount is in order.
That seems more than fair.
My
I
friend may
mean,
be hard on the eyes, but I will be nice.
I think my boss wanted me to sell them at like 100 gold and like call them mystery potion bottles. But since I already know what they are, maybe 50 gold. That way I sell
Sounds
them
fair.
and no one sues.
Yeah, we wouldn't want that. Wise decision.
I mean, no one
much
sells
gold-
in this town. No one sues in this town, anyways. But you know, if you disrupt something, people really get on your nerves.
Fire breathing. What was the other one? I'm sorry.
Water breathing, like
Water breathing.
fire breath spell, like the Dragonborn have, and then just
Yeah.
water breathing.
Okay.
The water breathing is permanent, by the way.
What?
Okay.
The fire breath is
much?
just one use.
I'll buy the water breathing spell, I guess, then, since I can negotiate down. I'll pay 50 gold that I have for that.
Yeah. You can tell that the water breathing one is a slurry, and as you drink it, it will basically congeal and stick to your being, which is kind of why it's permanent.
Wow.
This
Alright,
isn't
sure.
really a normal thing. Like, yeah, it does have the attributes of the spell, water breathing, but this is more of a alchemical structure rather than someone that knows arcanic knowledge. Like, more biology, less arcane.
I feel like I'm growing gills.
To a degree.
Where did you get that water breathing potion from?
Traveling merchant. They said they had some wares that they got from. What was the city again? Hythe? Well, regardless of the city, they got it from that town. They said something about an alchemist that basically had a few wares and tears that they needed to fund their new project. They sold it to them at cheap. They sold it to us because they couldn't sell it or identify it for cheap. And I guess it carries on with you guys.
Have anything else you need identified, lady?
Not any potions.
Anything else, like at all, in the store?
I mean, we do have like one or two weapons that I'm not completely sure about. But, I almost forgot. We do carry some weapons, but they're locked up and stored, so no one just comes in, grabs a weapon, and then just leaves.
Well, if you'll allow me to, if you've set it where I can touch it with a finger, as you guys are talking, I might be able to tell you what it does.
Sure. But before that, does anyone else need anything?
Yes.
I would like to look for a shield, if I could.
She does carry the standard shields, but Severus, you were saying?
Healing potion, the regular healing potion. How much is it?
I think they cost in this store about 75, but your friend kind of helped me out here, so I'll bring it down to 50. There's two of them.
I'll buy one.
Oh, wait, sorry, there's three. You buy one.
I'll buy one healing potion.
She looks towards Tolwyn. And you? Do you need any assistance?
Not really. I just sort of thought I'd come along.
That seems more than fair. I also go shopping with my friends.
Yeah. I mean, I tend to get most of what I need from nature, but I do appreciate your store. It is cozy.
Yeah, I mean, truth be told, a lot of people get what I have in my store from nature. It's kind of why it's sometimes really slow.
May I ask for your name?
Oh, sure. Alright, I probably should have worn my name tag today. She goes into the corner, grabs a name tag, puts it on her person. It's like etched metal with an engraving placed upon it. I go by Cass.
Cass. My name is Severus. I had a few questions for you, if that's alright.
Sure. She brings out one of the blades and brings it to Talon, even though he's outside.
I'm inside. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
inside.
fine. I moved you in. But still, I'm gonna assume you're ritualistically casting this. Unless you want to burn a spell again.
I mean, we have a couple of days. They said 3 days, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if we're gonna be here for the next 20 minutes, I guess. Like, yeah, I can. I mean, how many items is it?
She has 3 more blades. She doesn't completely know what they do.
Okay, well,
Well,
I'll
a
start ritually
blade-
casting it. But if we run out of time, I'll just use regular spells.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It's a longsword, a warhammer, and a bow. They're not all blades.
I asked for just a small, like, fee for telling her what they do, like, for the group.
Mhm.
Since they can now sell it for a much greater price or whatever.
And depending on what they are, yeah. But before I
yeah.
give you the details, because I don't know what you guys will do with it, Cerberus, you were saying.
The first question I'd like to ask is, what do you know about the dwarven-like statue that's pointing south? What rumors? What have you heard about people speaking about it? Stuff like that.
The only thing I can remember is it's been here before this town itself. We kind of built around it. There were rumors that there might be like some sort of god or deity that it used to worship or was worshipped here. So people used it as a focal point to worship. There are some followers of some faiths here and there, but not enough to actually erect any monuments for them. Sometimes they do in their own homes, but whenever they decide to get together, they usually get around the statue and pray, give homage and blessings to whoever they serve, and then go along their way. Any rumors? I do know that sometimes it cracks in the middle of the night. But no one really knows why. But that's the only rumor I've heard. The only other thing I can remember is it might have been part of the story of the autumn rain, but it's been a while since I've actually heard that story. So I honestly don't have the details for that.
When you say crack, I mean it's been getting more cracks over time? Or do they crack and go away?
I don't know, it's a rumor, but from what I've been told, it's like it's smooth, and then the next day there's like a crack or fissure scene that wasn't there before, but if you weren't actually paying attention to things, you wouldn't have caught it. And then like it repeats the process every night. Not every night, but like it hasn't stopped. Like if you get really close, like your face up to it, you'll actually see them, but like if you have free time, I guess you can.
Huh. So it may be breaking.
Maybe. Or maybe something else is happening. Maybe the weather is causing it to crack. I mean, it's been here for centuries. Statues sometimes just weather.
True, but stone does not usually crack so often without something causing it, such as intense frost.
That's true, and we really don't have any storms here. I mean, it rains sometimes. Well, like, not for that long, but even with that little rain, we still get so much greenery, and everything grows naturally. Like, without any issue.
Very strange.
Yeah.
Are there any tunnels or any underground structures near here?
There's a sewer system, but people don't really like to dig too far deep. The one thing I can remember about the story of the autumn rain is like there's like this big creature that's sleeping underneath the earth or something. So, like they really don't like to disturb things. They've dug as far deep as like 20 feet in some places, but mostly keeping it around 10 feet deep. But nothing beyond that, at least nothing I'm aware of.
Is there somewhere we could find a map for the sewers?
There's like a library in the mayor's house that they might have some ledgers there.
Okay.
Beyond that, maybe the port docks might have something for you. After all, they do funnel the water here and there.
We'll be here for the next 3 days. Do you have any work that someone can do?
Honestly, not a lot. The only work I usually do is when people don't want to grow their own fruits and vegetables, or go out to the forest and gather anything from there. Like, I might be needing help to clean the area, but that's about it.
I'll lend a hand if you would be willing to have me.
Sure, I can't pay much, but it'll be enough to eat for the day and find a place to sleep.
That'd be fine.
Alright, I don't have anything today, but you can come in tomorrow. I'll let my boss know once they come back, tonight. Well, I don't know if he's gonna be coming back tonight. He does have his gambling night with the group.
I understand. Let's see. I was planning on asking for a room in the house down to the south of the woman. Do you know anything about her?
Oh, Mary? She seems nice. It's usually a first come, first serve thing. So if the room is available, she'll let you sleep there. No charge. But if you try to go for another day, and someone hasn't already claimed it, you're kind of out of luck.
I understand. Let's see. I think that's about it that I can remember.
Okay. Well, as you ask your questions, one of you begins to cast Identify on the objects. First, the longsword. As you begin to cast the Identify spell, you can tell through your incantation. It is magical. It does have a strange property to it, however. As you slash someone once per day, you're able to bind magic within the blade and sink it in to the opposing enemy. However, the only magic that can be placed into the blade itself is healing magic. This blade is known as the healing... Oh, that's a weird name. I probably should not have named it that. It just sounds weird. Anyways, the healing spear.
How much can I tell how much it heals or whatever?
You're able to infuse healing, or let it rest for a day, and it will infuse its own healing of 1d8.
Try stabbing someone.
Yeah. The blade itself is a longsword, so
Okay.
it's weird. Why would someone make this? It is magical, so there's that property. But if you hit someone for basically 1d8 and then heal them, you might just be healing them better than they were damaged.
Okay.
However, after that initial strike, the healing goes away until it recharges for the following day, so you can just continue to use it as a longsword.
Okay. All right. Next.
The Warhammer. As you begin to identify the Warhammer itself, you begin to sense a flaring fire within. As you observe it, you can tell that it is magical, granting the gift of 1d4 fire damage in addition to its standard damage pool. It is known as Fiery Fist. You can tell that these names were embedded into the weapons themselves, but they can be easily changed. You don't have to keep the names.
Okay.
It's just what the last
Alright.
wielder or creator named it.
Okay.
Then the third one, the bow. The bow itself does seem to be magically enchanted, but no real possession of magic beyond one thing. Observing it, nothing about it adds an additional bonus. No fire, no grass, no electricity. But as you bend the bowstring back, you can tell there's a magical charge between your fingers. You focus on it, hone it, and then a magical arrow just jettisons out and forms in your palm. This bow is magical. It does not require any arrows, as it forges its own. However, if you try to use an arrow on it, it'll just disintegrate the arrow. So you can't enhance the bow beyond what it is. But unlimited ammo.
That's cool. Alrighty.
Surprisingly enough, this one doesn't have a name. You're not exactly sure why.
So I write. As I find all this out, I'm basically writing it out, and then I ask her. Tell her. So I wouldn't give her the information without giving me at least a little something for it. Since now I identified it, like maybe 10% of what they're worth. Is that fair?
I don't know where they're worth since you're not telling me.
Yeah, but I'm asking you, if I tell you what they are, you'll give me 10% of what they're worth.
No. Mainly because I'm gonna sell them regardless if you tell me. And if you tell me they're worth X amount.
But you can make more. Don't you want to make more money? I'm trying to help you.
You're new in town, so I'm gonna tell you this. Not a lot of travelers come well, not a lot of adventurers. There are plenty of travelers that come here. But not anyone like you guys that are itching for a fight.
Uh-huh.
And even if they do, they know that this town generally doesn't have things like this. If these things, I'm assuming, are as good as you're making them to sound.
Well, they're not that great. But, they're not bad. No, they're not bad. They're wonderful magic items. I'm like, all right, fine. I'll be nice. I just tell her. I feel bad now.
Well, before you say that, she does state. But if you want, I can give you some money, but I can't say 10% of the item's price, mainly because I don't want to.
5? Okay.
I'll
take it.
I can probably give you 50 gold without my boss getting mad.
Okay. I'll take it. Sounds fair. For a good day's work.
Okay. She listens to what you have to say, and then she states, well, the blade's kind of useless, but I might be able to get 20 gold out of it. The bow, very useful, but without being able to use any other type of arrows, it will be hard to sell to any traveler. But maybe 100 gold might suffice. The warhammer itself is actually quite valuable, maybe 300 to 500 gold, but if any adventurers coming through here, I doubt they have that kind of money. Maybe I might be able to reduce the price a little. But thanks.
You're welcome. Be in town all week.
I thought
See
you
you
guys
later.
said 3 days.
Yeah, something like that. I don't keep track.
Fair enough. Again, if you need anything, name's Cass. I don't really have anything magical or anything else, at least not until the next caravan comes in tomorrow.
Oh, I tell her to be ready to maybe evacuate the city. Drop the news about the storm. Watch out if she hasn't already heard it.
I heard our mayor, burgomaster, but I'm just gonna use mayor now because it's easier for everyone.
Yeah.
Saying something about
The
that.
burger.
I suppose I might be able to use one of the adventurers packs just in case, but it's not really storms here, so he's a nice enough
There.
mayor, but sometimes people can be fooled.
There will be storms.
I mean, I'd prefer if they wouldn't, but I'll be prepared just in case.
Good idea.
Although if there's not, he's probably going to be really ridiculed.
Maybe you should ridicule him either way.
Well, he's a nice enough mayor. Not exactly a hard job, though. At least in this town.
Seems like you could use a little more ridicule. I'm just saying.
Maybe. Anyways, if you guys are done, or not, I could always use more. She looks at the other than you guys empty area. Customers.
Do you have a wooden shield?
Yeah. Actually, that's the main ones we have. We do have some metal ones, but not a lot. She then brings out a rowan wood shield and a standard compressed wood shield.
How much for the nicer one?
Oh, the rowan wood? I think it's 25 gold.
Would you be willing to do 20 gold?
Probably. Roll persuasion.
Bad at this. Persuasion.
Help him. Give him the
Just
tiara.
everywhere. Tiara is going everywhere.
There it is. Okay. I feel a tingle. Of a 14.
I mean, the only thing the rowan wood does additionally, other than gives you a +2 to your AC, is that it's surprisingly very dangerous against fey creatures. Supposedly. I haven't actually tried it myself, but, you know, you never know. You don't seem like you're gonna stick around after the 3 days, so... Sure, 20 gold should be fine.
Send you a
Splendid.
letter.
And if you would keep that shield a bit away from me, I would enjoy that, please. Thank you.
Yes.
It is dangerous towards Fae, you say?
Like fairies, fae, there's stories about rowan wood specifically. It's like
Fairies. I know them
imbued-
well.
it's imbued with like I don't know the specifics, but it's very dangerous if held or speared through a fey creature.
I do not want to touch it. But I do want the other shield. I would. How much for that one?
Oh, that one.
Wash your hands first.
That one doesn't really have any additional properties, or at least rumored properties. So that one actually
That's
is just
fine.
a standard 20.
Okay, then 20 it is. Thank you. I'm not even trying to haggle. I'm just there. There you go.
Right. They are made out of wood. She does state towards both of you. So, like, don't get into fire combat, or they might, catch on fire.
No worries there.
That is true.
Well, I mean, if you need any more equipment, I don't have any, but you might be able to requisition something from the blacksmith and his group of apprentices. We only have, like, the one blacksmith and people trying to see if they have a knack for it.
I could certainly help out with that. Which way was the blacksmith again?
Like, 2 stores down. There's me, then there's the bar and the gambling area that my boss goes to at night next to us, and then after that, it's a blacksmith.
Yeah, I will pay him a visit. Thank you.
Welcome.
And I'm sorry, what was his name?
It's been a while since I've talked with him, so I honestly don't remember. It, like, started with a D, like, Diane,
Diane it
Denmark.
is.
I'm gonna be honest, I really don't know and don't care.
Thank you either way.
Sure.
Cass, is there someone in town who specializes in potion making, or herbology, or alchemist?
The only one that actually does specialize in that, or at least is attempting to specialize in that, is the mayor. But he goes through fads of trying to learn things like every other month. So I don't know how... He has books for it, but I just don't know how good he is at it.
seems as though it may be worth our while at some point to see if the mayor will let us peruse his collection of tomes, but in the meantime, what time is it, do you think?
Around 2 p.m., give or take.
Hmm.
Well,
Well,
I thank you, Cass. I believe that's all my questions for now. I'll be going off to see Mary then.
Sure. I'm closing around 6 p.m., so if you need anything else, just let me know. I'll be back tomorrow around 9 a.m.-ish.
I'll be here.
good to know.
And she kind of just goes through some paperwork and cleaning some stuff up. Business is slow. She's made that apparent.
I head off to where Mary is.
Tolan will probably just follow Severus. He doesn't need to stay with her because he's already got a place, but he'll still probably just wander along to see more people.
Fair. What about the other two?
Kyathal wants to go towards the blacksmith and just bend his ear a little bit about some of the stuff that he does, the tinkering thing, and then since I will be working at the tavern tonight, maybe offer up some services for tomorrow.
Seems more than fair.
I'm gonna go gambling.
That's not until 8 p.m.
Whenever that is.
Okay. To make things easier, I'm just going to split groups apart half and half.
Cool.
So first, I'll go with Mary. Entering inside, you see a nice young woman about the age of 26. Looking towards you, she does state, "Oh, can I help you?"
Hello, Mary, correct?
Oh, yes. Are you here about the room?
Yes, I would like to request that perhaps I might be able to have it for 3 days before I leave.
Oh, I'm afraid we only do it once a night, and then whoever needs it tomorrow around noonish gets it next time. We do have it available for tonight, thankfully. But I can't guarantee for tomorrow or the day after.
That's fine, I'll take it for tonight then.
All right. She then does hand you a key. Please use that whenever you need it. It'll allow you to enter the room and the building whenever I'm not here. But around noontime tomorrow, you must return it to this desk.
I understand. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I will then turn around and leave, and I like to do some investigation and I like to look around once no one's around there, and utilize the rest of my divine senses to see if I can figure out any other consecrations or holy or demonic spaces or places from the statue going outwards. I want to see if perhaps maybe I can make a map of where this power is coming to from.
So from the statue going outwards?
Yes, like I'd be walking in like a circle, going outwards continuously.
How long does it last?
It tells me from 60 feet from the moment that I cast it. So it'd probably be like, do a circle, cast it, move 60 feet, do another circle, something like that.
So you're just combing the streets until you find something, or like you're just combing the streets then?
Yeah, at least for a little while.
Well, you do this while the mayor is currently doing his thing. And do you go to the north first, or do you go south, east, west, or somewhere in between?
I like to go south because that's where the statue is going.
Okay. It does take you a while, but you do eventually find something. Here. Uh, here. You were told that this is the mayor's house.
So there's something holy or demonically consecrated there?
About the size and shape of 3 by 3 by 3. Uh, no, that's the wrong spectrum of size. 12 by 12 by 12 inches.
Is this like a place people can go in, or is this like a private home?
It's like a private home.
I will talk to my compatriots, telling them about what I found, and I will try waiting to see if perhaps I can talk to the mayor about it.
Okay. Towen, while you're there, when Service was speaking with Mary, she does look towards you. Oh, hi. Are you going to be with him? Anyone's allowed to use the room. Just no more than 10 people.
No, but I do appreciate the offer, but I will be staying at the inn. I'm working for my room.
Oh, Horace? He's a good guy.
Yes, he seems quite nice.
He is. Really likes to cook, though. I mean, he overcooks sometimes to the point where he kind of loses ingredients. I mean, if he has some help sometimes, it'll help out. But if he doesn't, things kind of get messy.
Well, I will be helping with the cooking tonight.
Oh, that's great. He's actually a very good cook. Unfortunately, he doesn't really know when to stop.
It's really ironic that you made mention of that, because my character has total proficiency in cooking.
Yeah, well, there you go. And you learn the bartender's name / hobby.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Kaithal and Talon, you head towards the blacksmith. Talon only because, Gamley's not open yet. Entering inside, you do see a very broad, giant red orc. Cowl of a giant dire white wolf cast upon them, speaking with probably his trainees, as they are listening attentively. Looking towards him, he does nod at you when you enter inside, but does not miss a beat in his lecture. Right, remember to temper the steel as much as possible. Do not let it brittle, and do not let it break. Tempering it makes it strong, solid, and the foundation of whatever you're crafting. But that does not mean you should over-temper it as well. And then he does the exact same speech, but in an opposite manner. If you do not finalize the surroundings of your object, it will not make it whole. Tempering is the foundation, but the foundation is only as strong as its surroundings. Keep this in mind and keep things working along. Kaithal, you can tell that he does know what he's talking about to a degree. He is speaking like he knows how things are done, which he does, but not in the way you should be teaching someone. Now then.
I want to just walk in and... Excuse me, sir. Do you mind if I sit and listen a while? I'm fascinated by your words.
Fair enough. I'm assuming you're here to learn a thing or two. We have these classes each Wednesday.
Well, I've done a fair share of things here and there, and I'm passing through. Actually, why I have you all here, I can tell you that the storm that we know is coming this way. It's unlike anything we've ever seen before. It is very dangerous, and we would like you to possibly just keep your eyes open, be careful, and your mayor will have more details for you coming up. I just want to let you know that. So please, everyone, be aware of that. But I have done some tinkering. We're passing through, and trying to help, and I'm just trying to expand my knowledge. So, yes, please.
All right. He then continues to speak with his class. He does talk about the fundamentals of actual ironwork and crafting. You can understand how he's teaching, but it's not a good way to teach. The only reason why you understand it is because you understand how things operate. He is giving good information, but unless you actually have this information beforehand, it would be hard to link things together. But after all is said and done, you get the foundation of iron work, how to smelt and craft metals to make sure that they don't break apart, and a bit of alchemy in the mix of that. Not enough to make your own magical weapons, but you can tell he has the fundamental foundation of how to do so. But he doesn't go too deep into that topic because these guys are just learning, and you don't want to throw them into the deep end. But afterwards, he then states, all right, that's enough for today's class. Make sure you settle up and finish your small projects while you're here. And they head into another room.
Now, I was listening in a way. I believe these young ones are really ready, I think, for that level that you're teaching them, or at least that way. And believe me, I apologize. Is your name Diane? I heard it might be Diane. Is that true? My name is Kayatho. I apologize.
It's not, but it's a fairly easy name to misinterpret, I suppose.
May I know it so I might not misinterpret next time?
Dionys.
Dianus. Very strong. I believe if you were to maybe teach them this way, or explain this before you explain that, and I try to kind of give him an idea of how maybe they might be taught, but without trying to offend him in any way.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll. There really is no teaching skill. Persuasion.
Persuasion.
I don't think you can give bless to yourself, right?
Can you guidance yourself? I don't know. Hold on.
Yes, you can.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah, one
well,
winning
then
creature.
I will guidance my. Well, if I can do that again, I think I just messed my thing up. Okay,
D4.
I can't hit. For some reason.
Just roll a
There we
d4.
I know. Hold on, I'm sorry. Forgot first, so I'm doing it on myself. All right.
Mm-hmm. It's a good thing all you needed was a 12. Looking at you, Dionys does state, I suppose this could be beneficial to them. Truth be told, I am just learning how to teach, if I am to be so forward. So any advice would be beneficial. So thank you. Are you able to write these down? I probably will forget how to teach this later on, if not written down.
I would absolutely love to write it down for you, sir.
You spend a few minutes here and there, jotting down basic blueprints on how to teach. But he does state, thank you. This will be most beneficial to make sure that the students learn as much as possible. As I am the only blacksmith in town, I get stuck with all the work. Thankfully enough, it's nothing too serious, but it's still a pain in the ass.
Well, it seems this storm that I was speaking of will be from what we hear, a few days away, so I may be in town, or I will be for a few days. I'm working at the inn tonight, the gambling, helping out with some brewing, learning how to do that, and tomorrow I would be more than happy to come and help you out here.
Oh, you're working for the Foxhole then? Well, at the Foxhole.
Yes.
Well, I only have classes every Wednesday, but I could use the help making sure that everything's prepped up and ready to go for them.
Absolutely, I would love to do that, sir. And then I might pick your brain about some of the other stuff. I did learn a lot about the smelting today. So I am gaining stuff from this as well.
Very good. I do have other information other than smelting. I do have how to bind magic and metal, metal and magic, magic and woodwork, magic and non-magical creatures, metal into mad, mad into metal, the soul encryption of how to bind a soul into a warforge. A few things, but far too advanced for any of my students to actually learn.
It sounds like it might be advanced for me to learn, but I'm more than try.
We could have a go. I can also just pay you.
I would rather the knowledge, actually.
Either.
Or maybe a little of both. I think.
Both seems more than fair. I can't offer any food. Well, I suppose the knowledge could feed your brain.
I would more than enjoy that. It sounds very, very filling.
All right, very good. Do you need anything, by the way? I do need to teach my students, but ultimately I just hover over them to see how they're doing.
No, I do not want to take up any more of your time. I just wanted to come by and see what I could learn and offer up some service. I would be in town, and this does sound like a fun place for me to.
Well, if what you're saying is true and the mayor does believe that there's a storm coming, I will likely be fortifying houses. So, maybe I will need your help, far beyond just cleaning house.
Then that would be wonderful. I would love to help with that. Thank you very much, sir, and I shall see you tomorrow.
All right. He then heads over towards the students.
And I will head back out to Talon and check out what he's doing.
He's kind of just outside bored. He's like waiting for the gambling to start.
I just got tired of talking to people. I'm just sitting outside, smoking a pipe. The best weed in the valley. Definitely.
If we go to find the others, there should be... or they can find us.
Severus did mention he was going to scour the town, and Telwyn was going to follow, so easier this way.
I've never been in a town this big. Interesting.
You've never been in a town this big. This is not very big.
Well, I mean, this one and the last one we were in are the only two. I mean, for the most part.
Like, for the most part, Kythal, the Feywild, yeah, definitely towns this big, definitely towns bigger. Towan, Talon, and Cerberus, this is probably one of the biggest towns you've ever been in.
Well,
not
Tolan,
a lot of safe spots in areas.
Tolan basically just left the woods for the first time ever, so this is amazing.
That's fair.
So this is like the only other town.
Yeah, he's seen two now. Has anyone been to visit the statue yet?
I was actually going to suggest that myself.
I kind of have. There's apparently divine power or consecration both at the statue and at the mayor's residence.
Interesting. Well, I think it would be worth our while to investigate these things. Especially if the rumors of the statue cracking are true with the impending storm coming in and the way that the legend was told. If this is related, it could spell danger for this town.
Indeed, I'd like to
Another
speak to the
mad
mayor
storm
once
of
again.
autumn.
If this autumn rain being truly does exist and doesn't enjoy being disturbed by storms, a magical storm of chaotic power that rains down red lightning and creatures of otherworldly origin seems like something that might tick it off.
True enough, too.
At this point,
Yeah.
it's like 4 p.m., getting close to 5, so you have plenty of time still before your shift starts.
Awesome.
I'd like to see if I can talk to the mayor.
The mayor's back home. He has been spewing out the information and kind of got tired, went home.
I'll
Okay.
go to the mayor's residence.
All right, we'll go with you, and then we'll go with the rest of the group. Actually, I forgot what time it was.
Oh, wait, it's 2 o'clock, yeah.
That was fast. So, with 2-ish groups splitting apart, one heading towards the mayor's house, and one heading towards a consecrated statue site, one thing is for sure. Whether you go to the house or the statue, there is definitely divine sense awaiting you both. And whatever happens next, whatever happens within today, tomorrow, and beyond that point, it will be up to you to figure it out as we end this session for today.